Recognition. Gentleman from New Jersey is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm going to speak a little bit from the voice of experience here. As I mentioned earlier in the day, I have about 40 states, either through reciprocity or actually getting the permits. By the way, you want to talk about something prejudicial and wrong, you got to buy it. In some states, these permits are very expensive. A lot of folks couldn't afford it. And in order to be safe and to carry, if you want to, as you travel around the country, it costs you a lot of money every year. And that in itself is unconstitutional and is wrong. You know, we hear about people carrying, and you know, in New Jersey years ago, before the Supreme Court ruling recently, it was virtually impossible to carry, virtually impossible. And I put a bill in the New Jersey legislature that would enable folks to carry in New Jersey. And I remember having a big argument with the Senate president because he said it was going to be the Wild West and it would be scary and it would be so terrible and it would be horrible. Well, guess what? They had to, in New Jersey, comply like the rest of the country to the Supreme Court ruling. And now there's a lot of folks carrying. The crime has gone down. The incidents have gone down. It isn't the Wild West. It hasn't created a problem. That's number one. You want to talk about people carrying and being concerned? Speak to your local law enforcement. Go out in the streets, and I've done this in some of the cities in my district, and you go around with them, and we'll talk about guns, and they'll say, you know that person over there, that one there, these are where the drug deals are going down. These are where you can buy an illegal firearm, and we put them in jail. It doesn't matter because the judges release them. They're out over and over and over again. We're too permissive. We let people out that have committed serious crimes too early and too easily, and it's wrong. And they are carrying. There's people carrying no matter how restrictive you are because they're carrying illegally, and that isn't good. And you encourage illegal carrying when you do that. And statistics. People talked about statistics. Statistics can be deceptive. They can be manipulated, and it depends whose set of statistics you're looking at. And I haven't seen anything that's convinced me that anything terrible happens because of legal carry. Because guess what? If you're going to go and have constitutional carry or carry legally, you're not the one that's going out and committing crimes. It's the people who shouldn't have a gun. It's like, again, I'll use a New Jersey example. They said the maximum amount of ammo that you could have in a magazine would be 10 rounds, no more than 10 rounds. So I guess all the criminals, before they went out and held up a bank, before they went out and killed somebody, they went to their gun store and had the pin put in so they could only carry the 10 rounds. I'm being facetious. Come on. We're, again, inflicting pain upon legal gun owners that just want to protect themselves or are involved in the sport and don't do any harm. It doesn't make sense. My friends on the other side, what they really want to do is amend the Constitution of the United States. That's what you want to do. You want to deny Second Amendment rights. It is clear in the Constitution that we have this right. So I would suggest instead of arguing against these laws and Supreme Court decisions that you attempt to change the Constitution. I don't think you'll be very successful. Rights of illegals, that came up. I wanted to talk about that. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The rights of illegals that are here illegally in the United States of America are not exactly the same as the rights of people who are here legally, and that is true in any country around the world. Any country, you don't have exactly the same rights. So, yes, if you're illegal and you attack a police officer, you are going to be detained, go through due process, and then you're going to be deported. Also was said that we want to dismantle the Department of Justice, the ATF, the Attorney General's office. No, we don't. We want to make it better. We want to depoliticize it. We want to de-weaponize it. But we don't want to have happen what happened to innocent people before, whether it was ATF, whether it was the Department of Justice, whether it was the Attorney General, it was wrong. The bottom line is the way that it's going in the country right now, the way that it's existed for years, when you've got to buy all these separate permits with separate laws, not knowing what you could do, good people, innocent people, number one, sometimes can't afford it. Number two, they get jammed up, just like the story I told earlier about the young lady, the nurse from Pennsylvania, who had a carry permit in Pennsylvania, crossed over the bridge in New Jersey, was stopped for, I think one of her taillights were out or whatever, was a good, honest person, never even got a speeding ticket. They wanted to put her in jail for 3 years, and fortunately the governor saved her. That's what's wrong. It's discriminatory, it's wrong, it's ineffective. This is a way to even the playing field and to do it in a way that helps the average American who wants to be able to carry a firearm. It's the Second Amendment. We're obeying for once the Constitution and the Second Amendment. I reel back.
Gentleman yields back, seeks recognition. Gentlelady from Georgia is recognized.
Mr. Chairman, I have an amendment at the desk.
Clerk will report.